Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're doing great. More than great, even spectacular. Have you ever heard of the 2-second rule? When you drop a piece of food on the floor and you look around and nobody saw it, and you're like, I think I'm good. You pick it up, you blow it on it, and eat it, right? Well, you probably shouldn't, but you do. It's that, 2-second rule. What about the 2-minute rule for podcasters? Now, you're like, wait, Dave, wait a minute, hang on. Yeah, there are no rules in podcasting. It's just a title. It's just a title for an episode. You can relax. It's okay. There's no rule. But if there was a rule, and it was a 2-minute rule, how can this help us with our podcast as far as being motivated? I'm referencing from a book called Do It Today by Darius Foroux. There's a link in the show notes for you to go check it out. We're taking little elements of the book, not the entirety of the book, because you need to buy the book. That's kind of how authors sell books. You buy the book. But I pulled out 5 different components out of a great book. And I thought these were really kind of hyper-focused on podcasting. And I've altered them a little bit so that it fits with what you and I do in podcasting. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for being here. First timer. Hey, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. My name is Dave. Let's go. So again, this is Darius Foroux's book, Do It Today. And he has this 2-minute rule in the book. And I thought, wow, we could really use this in podcasting. So again, not specific to podcasting. This book is not a podcasting book, but there's a lot of great information in here for us. So here's what we're going to focus on today. Anything that takes you under 2 minutes, then do it right now. Like, no list, no thoughts, no planning, not later, not when you get around to it. Do it now. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now. This could be, let's take it out of podcasting for a second. You walk into the kitchen and there's like 3 or 4 glasses in the sink. It would take you what? Less than 5 minutes? Less than 3 minutes? Maybe 2 minutes. Just to wash those dishes and put them away. And you're done. Or you can let them build up over the week and you can't even find the counter anymore. When you have something that comes across your day in your podcast journey that you can just knock out of the park quickly, could be an email, could be an edit, could be a social post, could be a Canva update, could be anything, right? Research. And it could take you less than 2 minutes, then just go ahead and do that. Don't clog your brain with blocking out time and doing all these things. This is something that's just kind of those quick hits that if you just do it in the moment and be done with it, that's a win. That's a huge win. So I want you to try these podcast hacks and see if they stick for you in your show. Before you hitting your record, batch up 5 quick wins. Tidy up some audio files on your desktop. You know your desktop with all those icons? And mine's right now, I got a ton on my desktop. Kind of my desktop I treat as kind of my to-do list. Anything on there needs my attention, basically. And once I'm done with it, I either delete it, file into a folder, or pull it off my desktop completely. So my goal, people have like an email 0, like inbox. I have a desktop 0 desktop thing that I try to do, where that's kind of how I organize myself. It's a visual thing, right? So tidy up some audio files, tidy up your desktop, right? Tweet out or whatever we call it now, tweets, Twix, your episode teasers, put it out on social, whatever that is for you. Go through and file that receipt for that thing you bought for your podcast. These are little things that just eat up your time, right? They're little tiny things. Answer a comment, respond to a comment in your Spotify, look at your stats for last month, or something you can do, right? Just do these little things. It's really going to help you. How about during recording? Handle a voicemail question on the spot and clip it in 60 seconds as a social promo. That's one task. You can knock it out of the park. Boom, dang, all done, right? Post online, like rename your files, upload your artwork, schedule a post, do all these things. within that 2 minutes. Right? Pick some little things that you can do in bite-sized chunks and just get them off your plate. Just get them off your plate. And don't let them pile up. Because when they pile up, it becomes overwhelming. And then you won't do anything. So get rid of the little things as quick as possible. 2 minutes. I think you're going to win back a ton of time. As I read through Do It Today from Darius Foroux, I think you're going to win back so much time by addressing these little things that eat away at your calendar and eat away at your time. Because they just seem to compound and double and triple in length of time, over time, when we don't address it when we can. They're little things that eat away at what we do and eat away at our calendar. By getting these things in order, we can focus on the things that truly matter in our podcast too. We can focus on the things that are going to bring value in content, in connection, in how we create our show and how we create everything that we do on our show. So focus on the things you can handle within your podcast. So I want your challenge to be today to grab a piece of paper and write down 5 2-minute tasks, like emailing a guest or archiving your tracks or whatever, and then turn your timer on and crush them before you stop listening to this episode. I would love to hear from you on what made your list as far as some 2-minute tasks that you could do in real time, even while I'm still talking right now. You're working on it right now. And let me know. howtopodcast.ca, there's my speak pipe. I'd love to hear your voice. Tell me about your show. Tell me about you, where you are in this big world of ours, and what are those little 2-minute tasks that you've added to your list, and how's it going? Have you tried it? I think this is really going to help. I really believe that these tiny little wins compound over time is going to give you back your podcasting freedom. Like when you first started and you just were so in love with your podcast. It's time to fall in love with your podcast again. That takes time. So if it takes time to fall in love with your podcast, you need to create time so that you can fall in love with your podcast. And that comes from knocking off these little 2-minute tasks, one by one by one. And if you drop food on the floor, blowing on it doesn't really make it clean again, just so you know. Yeah, we all saw you, by the way. We saw you pick it up and eat it. So that's established. Thanks for being here. And if you need help with your podcast, let me know. howtopodcast.ca. Go grab the book. It's great. Do It Today by Darius Foroux in the show notes. All the links are there. Happy reading. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, it's Dave. Thank you for sticking around to the end. This is where we do our call to action, or pathway to engagement, as I like to call it. And here's what's interesting. I've been doing this podcast for years now, hosting meetups, helping podcasters, editing for people, doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. And when we have people who follow the show reach out to me and say, Dave, guess what? I'm like, what? They said, I just hired my first consultant. I'm going to go work with them and help me with my podcast. And I kind of go, wait a minute. You what? They're like, yeah, I found a podcast consultant and they're going to help me with my show. It's hard to pretend to be happy. Why? Because I want to work with you. Wait a minute. Dave, the guy, Dave, who's been doing the How to Podcast series and 8 other podcasts, and the guy that's been with you the whole time, and we've done meetups, we've done time together, we've spent time together, and you've hired somebody else. Now, maybe I'm not your person. That's okay. I'm totally fine with that, by the way. Keep coming back. I love having you here. But if you're like, well, I didn't hire you because you don't have anything like that, do you? And I do. And I have been for a long time. And I don't talk about it enough, apparently, because people are going to other people looking for things that Dave does. So, in the spirit of Dave, and in the spirit of making better connections with you, I do have personal coaching in podcasting. I have podcast community. I have all of the resources. I have all of the background, the history in podcasting, and the love for you as a fellow podcaster. If you're looking for a podcast coach, somebody who can walk with you, somebody who cares about you, someone who is your challenger, your cheerleader, and your coach. Because even though I've said on the show you can't be all three, I think I am, and I want to help you. So, howtopodcast.ca. Please, before you go searching anywhere else, come to where we started and where we met first, right here. I'd love to help you. Howtopodcast.ca. Come reach out to me. I want to talk to you. Thanks. So a question came in from a podcast listener. Thank you. It was, if I set up my podcast on YouTube first, will YouTube distribute my podcast to Apple and Spotify and Audible and iHeartRadio? And the answer is no. YouTube will keep your podcast on YouTube. And that's as far as it goes. YouTube is a platform that wants to keep people on YouTube. So they don't distribute from YouTube to these other places. So when somebody says, I have a podcast on YouTube, that doesn't then mean that all the apps are going to pick up your podcast automatically, because that's not how YouTube works. For your podcast to end up on all of those different players, in audio and now in video and some players, to be on Apple and Spotify and Audible and iHeartRadio and Pocket Casts and all the other ones, you have to have a hosting site. This isn't a person that hosts the show. Like, I'm the host of the How to Podcast series. I'm not the hosting site. The hosting site, it's confusing, I realize, is the place where I give my episode to, and then they distribute it for me. And the beautiful thing about that is I give my episode to one location and they distribute it to many. And then those many report back to the one, my hosting site, and give me my general outline of my stats and my analytics and who's listening and where. It's kind of nice. One upload to many, and many report back to the one. That's podcasting. So on YouTube, you're uploading directly to YouTube and it stays on YouTube. That's how YouTube works. So if you want your podcast on more apps than just YouTube, then you'll need a podcast hosting site. I recommend 3 that I use. I use Buzzsprout. Love Buzzsprout. Great people. I also use Captivate for some of my shows. And I also have this show on Spotify for creators. It used to be called Anchor. It's free. Totally free. And I have my show here on this podcast host just so that I know how the post works and I can stay up to date on any updates to the plan and how everything works here on Spotify for creators. So either any of those, and there's more other amazing places you can host. Those are the 3 that I use. So when you upload to YouTube, it stays on YouTube because they want you to stay there. Makes sense. You use a hosting site, it'll deliver to many, including YouTube. And that's my suggestions. So if you have any other questions, reach out anytime. Love to help. Thanks for being here. Take care.